What up? Look
Chat
who's
is
in
on.
studio, Joe.
I know, Miguelito.
I'm pissed at you, Joe.
Why?
I'm pissed at you. I'm going to tell you in a second. We're going to start the show as to why I'm pissed off at you in a minute 40.
All right, minute 40.
By the way, did you see what I retweeted?
No?
The guy who called me Joe
Oh, yeah.
in Miami was listening to the show yesterday.
Yeah.
So what's up, John? John
Good
is
morning,
the guy
John.
from Florida. It's funny because I hope he didn't take it bad, because I was making light of it. I thought it was actually funny.
It was funny.
I wasn't insulted or anything like that. Yeah, he was like, I'm so sorry. He apologized for it all. But what it does prove, Joe,
Yeah.
is that I'm not an embellisher
The
when it comes to it. It
embellisher.
actually happened.
Paul Pierce.
That's funny, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, JP Perez, Jordan Schneider, Roy already in the house. Last night, yesterday's show, more than 600 people who viewed it. A couple hundred on YouTube, on Twitter,
Yeah.
about 500 or so on YouTube, not including Facebook, Twitch, or Kick.
Yeah.
We also picked up a subscriber 2,640 overnight.
Nice.
Yeah, topic of conversation today is Wemby arrogant. I like it. I like this topic. I like it a lot.
I like it too, because Nick Wright, I don't know, man.
I like him.
Brother's got a beak on him.
He does. But it's a good show. I would say this, Fox Sports is better than ESPN when it comes to the morning shows.
Yeah.
It is. Let's do the show.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, it's the life that we chose.
All right, here we go.
What's going on? We're rising together on a game day Wednesday for the San Antonio Spurs. 16.5-point favorites tonight against the Grizzlies on the road. Spurs coming in at 54-18, 10 games to go before the playoffs. Having a fantastic day here in San Antonio. In the studio with Joe, reunited, and it feels so good. But here's the thing, Joe. I'm pissed off at you. We're
Why?
going to talk a lot about the Spurs tonight, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm kind of pissed off at you. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
I am pissed off because on the way from here, I drove in from Conroe. I flew in from Fort Lauderdale, Miami last night into Conroe, into Houston, right? Spent the night in Conroe.
Yeah.
Got up this morning, 6:30 this morning, got in the car, started driving to San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Got here just in time for the show to start. And on the way, I asked you for one favor only, which was, can you go get me a taco?
I don't need tacos, bro.
Can you go get me a breakfast taco, man? Just bean and cheese, carne guisada and cheese, potato in it. Can you do me something? And you said no.
I'm on a diet, bro. This is my
said
breakfast.
no.
This is my breakfast.
You said no because you're on a diet. I'm on a diet too, but I'm in San Antonio, the land of breakfast tacos.
This is my taco.
I wanted
Right
breakfast. I would have, dude, Bill Miller's would have been fine. But you just outright rejected me like you're Wemby in the middle of the paint. You swatted my breakfast attempt.
No, absolutely not, bro. This is what this is my breakfast.
Man.
That's I'm not eating no carbs, no bread, no tortilla.
What's that got to do with me? I'm asking you to buy a taco for
No,
me.
we staying healthy, bro. I mean, I ate healthy all the time I was over in Florida. They didn't have any fat food over there, dude. It was all lean.
So I'm eating for breakfast right now the cookies that they serve on the airlines, by the way.
Bro.
By the
you
way,
dumbass.
Frontier Airlines, props to Frontier. Frontier is now going up my rankings of the airline charts.
Yeah.
Dude, Frontier is better than United, better than American, it's better than Southwest.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. Chris Gonzalez on our chat. Again, we're powered by P.F. Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Says you had a party foul. You just committed a party foul, and it's like a $5 fine, Joe.
Look at JH at his B. No, he meant his beach bash.
Oh, no, not at all. I should have done the show yesterday from the beach itself, man.
Yeah.
But that would have been too arrogant, right? Is Jimenez arrogant or is Wemby arrogant? Because that's the topic of conversation today. Our head story we're talking about other things involving sports and the March Madness and all that getting back rolling. We're going to get into Buc-ee's etiquette. I found an article the other day that talked about Buc-ee's etiquette. Do you follow and subscribe to Buc-ee's etiquette? You drove from San Antonio to Florida, Joe, and Buc-ee's used to be a Texas thing, right?
Used to be.
But now you can find it in Alabama. You can find it in Mississippi,
Louisiana. Yeah.
But do you subscribe to Buc-ee's etiquette? And we'll get into that as well. Or
Yeah.
are you one of those guys that just pumps your gas and then goes inside for like 45 minutes with the handle still in the tank right there?
Yeah, I don't give two shits, bro. I'll be honest with you, man. Pardon the French, but if there's no parking, right, when you go to Buc-ee's, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So when you're pulling up, what were you gonna do? We're gonna talk about that later on in the show, right? Is it okay for you to pull up into the gas pump?
Exactly.
Even if you're not gonna, put gas, you just want to go in the store.
So Mexican Junior saying he gained 5 pounds in Vegas, but he had a bad March Madness for Mexican Junior. He went out there and bet on the 13 through 16 seeds. None of it happened. By the way, let's not call the Longhorn Cinderella. They're the richest school around, right? And they're like, well, they're the 11 seed. They're Cinderellas. No, they're not. People are at you, Joe, on our stream, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, saying that you could have gotten me tacos on corn, could have done me a solid.
You're eating cookies instead. That's even worse, bro.
It's a blueberry cookie. I mean, come on,
bad,
I need some sustenance, baby. Haven't eaten since yesterday. I drove all the way from Conroe over here, 220 miles, to be on today's show. I'm also working here in San Antonio today because my office is here. But it's one of those things where I didn't stop one time, man, because I got on the road. It was so foggy. And I'm looking at that ETA of 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Just get here on time.
Joe, you going to get something to eat? Heck no. Not doing that. Oh, we lost the stream. There we go. We're back.
Hey, also big props to Sean Quintero yesterday from PF Chang's La Cantera. On the way over, yes, I was being a little bit of a narcissist. I was watching yesterday's show. Sean did a fantastic job yesterday. A lot of his takes were very, very good. So thanks for being on with us yesterday.
He's getting stronger.
Takes are getting better. I like it, Joe. But we're going to talk today about Nick Wright from Fox Sports FS1. What's it called? First things first. He had a take that he also took to the Dan Le Batard show. And his take was Wemby is arrogant. Him and Chris Broussard were talking about it, right? Chris Broussard had no problem with Wemby being arrogant. And they're calling him arrogant because Wemby answered a reporter's question correctly. We talk about this all the time. Why do I not like Dak Prescott? Because Dak Prescott speaks like a PR specialist, right? Like a press release. He says nothing of significance. Talks for 30, 40 minutes at a time, says nothing. Wemby, you ask him a question, he's going to give you an answer.
Yeah.
So notice how Jokic and SGA and Doncic are not being asked the question, should they be the MVP? Or here, why are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 reasons why you should be the MVP? The one that's asked that question is Wemby, right? And we talked about yesterday how like the Stephen A. Smiths of the world who do have MVP votes are going, man, right now we got Wemby as the front runner for their own votes. Chris Broussard yesterday on FS1 basically came out and said that he liked it. He goes, hey, man, Muhammad Ali was arrogant. I like it. But Nick Wright did not like it. And he took that same take over to the Dan Le Batard show. He not only did he do that take on his own show, but took it to the Dan Le Batard show. And you were listening to it for the first time, Joe.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole arrogance talk about Wemby? Is Wemby being arrogant by saying, yeah, I want to be the MVP. I want to be the MVP this year.
I don't know if it's arrogance per se, but I think it's confidence, right?
Yeah.
He's confident in his game. So what he does is he goes out there and he talks and he's campaigning for himself like any good politician would, right?
Right.
Kissing the baby, shaking hands, the whole bit, right? But the confidence in Wemby is what Spurs fans really love because what did you say before? We never had a superstar of this caliber before. But not only do you have a superstar, but you have one that's confident in himself, right?
Yeah.
He believes in himself. He believes in the team. And it goes and portrays out into the media, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a good look for Spur fan, right? And for Wemby for his MVP race, right?
It shows what he's made of.
Yeah.
Pete Aguilar reaches out to us and says on our chat, says, love Wemby's answer these other ass clown questions. Like these ass clowns act like the MVP doesn't mean anything.
It does.
But it does mean something. And Broussard brought up the point. He goes, hey, LeBron is just as arrogant.
Yeah.
But arrogance is for superstars, right? They get away with that. And you have to have the game to back it up. Let's hear what Nick Wright had to say on the Dan Le Batard show and his podcast as well about the whole thing about being arrogant. I find this to be fascinating because maybe he is arrogant. And you know what? As a Spurs fan, I don't give a crap. Let's hear what Nick Wright had to say.
I'm here for it.
How do you feel about Wemby?
This is courtesy
of the championship this year. He's going to hog many of them, I would assume.
Well, listen, if he wins the championship this year, that is a conversation to be had. I find the Wemby discourse already a little unique in that the press conference he did yesterday or day before yesterday, where he's like, here's my 3-point plan as to why I'm the league MVP, is the type of thing that while I think you, Dan, historically would like from your athletes, most in the media hate stuff like that.
He was asked. He was asked to give his 3 points. Like, it's not like he went up there and volunteered it. He was asked.
Well, hold on. He volunteered, I believe I'm the MVP. Then he was asked what what his 3 reasons were. And I just don't, typically, a 22-year-old who's never won anything explaining to everyone how he's the best player and not why his team is the best, but why he is the best. And typically, the media scolds that. Not with this guy who, since he came into the league, has been telling us about how the Spurs play basketball the right way, there are a lot of characteristics of Wemby's overwhelming arrogance that I tend to like in athletes, you tend to like in athletes, most of the media tends to scold in athletes, and with the 22-year-old French kid, everybody applauds it.
Okay, that's Nick Wright on the Dan Le Batard show saying that Wemby has overwhelming arrogance, not just arrogance, overwhelming arrogance. That's kind of like the Three Amigos. He's not just famous, he's infamous.
I'm still here, Guapo.
But you know what? I'm over here as a Spurs fan, a lifelong Spurs fan, licking my lips like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator. Just excited about the blood in the stadium. We have this guy, and Joe, you and I have talked about this from the very beginning. That fat man from ESPN, what's his name? Brian Windhorst?
Yeah, the brother that can't fit in his square.
Yeah. Remember when Wemby got drafted, they said, Spurs fans are not going to understand this. And I remember this conversation piece that Windhorst had where he was saying, you don't understand what you're getting. You're getting Kobe type intensity. You're getting Kobe type arrogance. You're getting Jordan type intensity, Jordan type arrogance. You're not getting Tim Duncan. David Robinson is not walking through that door. Wemby is Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
He is Kobe. He is Jordan. He's not David Robinson. He's not Tim Duncan. He's not John Stockton. He's not one of these bashful introverts who lead by example and lead by whatever. Wemby has an arrogance about him. But you know what? It's respectful the way that he's done it. It's respectful because he's doing it in a way where he's answering the question truthfully.
Yeah.
And like, he's not being arrogant in the sense that arrogance to me, you know what arrogance to me is? The crap that SGA wore to the student to the game, pregame.
Yeah.
Right? Find some of those photos if you can, man, or maybe I'll find some real quick. That to me is arrogance.
Yeah.
Going over there looking like a like Grimace from freaking McDonald's cookies. You know, looking like a moron, like your Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
Dressing like that to me is arrogance. Wemby is just being honest. And you know what? A lot of NBA fans find it refreshing. That because LeBron's arrogance is weird. Because LeBron's arrogance is like, I'm the GOAT.
It's more of an entitlement.
Yeah. Wemby's arrogance is like, hey, I think I'm putting up the numbers.
He doesn't say I think. He says I am putting up the numbers. And this is why I should be MVP. And the other thing is he's changing the game because everybody's looking at him for an athlete of his size to be able to do what he does out there, you hear what, Mike? A lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. You were there,
Yeah.
right? And when they were playing the Miami Heat, and what happened? Everybody was there for who? For Wemby.
For Wemby. They weren't there to watch their team play.
Yeah.
They spent their money to watch Wemby play. And everyone's bringing up the idea of Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen playing Jean Girard, the French guy. It's funny how Wemby is seen through the eyes of other people, because it's kind of hard to hate him right now.
Yeah.
He's going to be hated at some point. Spurs fans, be prepared for that. He wins a couple of MVPs, couple of rings, you're going to hate him. Not Spurs fans, but other fans are going to be out there jealous of it all. No different than Tom Brady. I hated Tom Brady. 7 rings. I hated Tom Brady.
Yeah.
People hated Tim Duncan's 5 rings and Kobe's 5.
Yeah.
But it's funny, man.
Somebody was asking in the chat, is Joe going to sign the Wemby apology form? You're already late to the chat. I already did. That was what, a couple weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago.
I already signed it.
Very, 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 very cool. We have a super chat coming in. Money Talks, baby.
Yep. No, let me go ahead and turn the audio thing on. There we go. Now it's on.
Money Talks.
Here comes the money.
Jason Garcia from the Pacific Northwest says, who's bigger, Windhurst or Perkins?
Damn.
Oh, my God.
Perk been bulking up a little bit too, man.
Perk is getting bigger, man. You know what? I'm still going to say it's windy. You know why it's windy? And I hate to say this, but I told this to Chica the other day when we were in Miami.
Why?
You can be a little bit more overweight if you're darker skinned, because light skinned people look bigger because they're pastier.
Yeah.
Hate to say it that way, but it's true.
Oh, Jason also sent this over in the media share. He says this was you yesterday when you were over there talking to us in Florida.
Oh, I saw that.
He says
The Easter Island.
the Easter Island
That
with
Mia-
the shades.
I think that's Jason. More looks like Jason on the right. I look like the one on the left.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the shades
And
on.
I'm wearing gray right now.
That's pretty.
Dude, doing the show next to you, Joe, is a little bit different.
Why? Get more energetic?
I get a little bit more energetic. You know, I've got I'm 2 Celsiuses in,
Jeez, man.
so I'm all amped up with the hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Dude. I gotta say, Mike, you know, one thing that I have noticed though, since I've been on the diet and I've been trying to eat a lot better and leaner, drinking the water, eating a lot of greens, I have more energy.
Yeah,
You know,
it's good, dude.
and it feels like the bloatiness is starting to leave me.
I don't know if you've ever taken a water pill, Joe.
Yeah,
Have you ever taken one before?
I've never taken them, but I know what they are.
It flushes out the salt.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
the salt in your system, right? Dude, I bet if you take a water pill, you lose 8 pounds in like 3 days. Dude, I started because I got on high blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
My blood pressure was through the roof.
Ooh.
And I remember back in my radio days, my blood pressure after shows was through the roof as well. And it was almost like I couldn't do that show anymore anyway, simply because it made me amped up too much. But you get on those water pills, dude, you piss off so much salt out of your system. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And we do got an incoming super chat. Let's go ahead and address that.
Money Talks.
Here comes the money.
And this one's by Caps 210.
And
Thank you.
he has Grimace as his
Yeah.
avatar. It says Wendy and Perk both love the Spurs.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
true. And you know, I don't know. They respect the Spurs more than anything else when it comes to it all. And I think that. By the way, I have some. You know, I'm looking at the SGA photos. It's so stupid.
Jeez.
His arrogance is different. I saw a take the other day,
Mhm.
and I don't steal takes.
Gotcha.
But I heard an interesting take earlier this week about Wemby being the MVP. And the take basically said, you know, SGA was expected to be the 1 seed. He was expected to have a team that would win 60 games. What did ESPN think that the Spurs were going to be? What, a 7 seed? A play-in team? Shouldn't Wemby get some credit for that? The team was expected to win 40 games this year. 46 or 44 according to Vegas. It's going to go off and win 61, 62 games. Shouldn't Wemby get credit for that? Because Doncic isn't doing anything different than he was expected. SGA is not doing anything different than it was expected, and neither is Jaylen Brown, who, by the way, the guys from PTI say that their votes are going to Jaylen Brown. Good grief, man. Good grief.
All right, I'm trying to see if I can get you to share your screen with us.
Oh, for future reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in the studio, man.
So let me go ahead and go back to mine.
I've already told Chica I got to spend more time in San Antonio because this is where my office is at. But Spurs back in action tonight. Huge favorites over the Grizzlies. What was the spread? Like 16.5 points?
Jeez,
That's ridiculous, man. Can you imagine showing up to the gym at home and you're 16.5 point underdogs?
Well, who does the Grizzlies have right now that's any good? I mean
anymore?
Anymore?
I guess. Is John Morant hurt? I mean, what's going on with that?
This time, being like an MVP candidate has kind of passed him by because of all the trouble that he's been in.
Well, John Morant is out.
He doesn't be the same. And look at this is like you were saying. This is courtesy of DraftKings, and they're showing you right here. 16.5 is what the Spurs are favored by. What do you think the over/under is?
I haven't seen the over/under, but man, the Spurs. You could count the Spurs in for 130. You count them for 110, 240.
It's 232.5.
Take the over.
Yeah.
Although I did see a stat the other day that say that the Spurs don't score as many points on the road and that they cover the under more often than not on the road. So I don't know if that's going to be the case in Memphis. But I'm looking right now. ESPN Analytics have the Spurs as 80% favorites to win this game. You have some players out for the Spurs. This is load management. Call it what it is, Joe.
Management.
De'Aaron Fox is out tonight. Luke Cornett is out. Luke Cornett with a knee issue. They're trying to rest his knee. And then you have De'Aaron Fox out. They say with the back injury, but it's load management. It is what it is. For the Memphis Grizzlies, out tonight, you have John Morant, Brandon Clark, Javon Small, game time decision. Jamal Mashak is a game time decision, and Jalen Wells are out. So basically, 3 of their better players out. The Grizzlies are there looking for some ping pong balls, man. That's what they're in the market for right now, man. That Spurs pick that we're getting from the Atlanta Hawks getting worse by the day, man. Right now, it's sitting at 19. Golly, he was 11 3 weeks ago.
What should the Spurs do with that pick? Should they just go ahead and be like, you know what, let's trade down and get more picks, or should they just go ahead and stand pat and take it?
Just take it, man. It's a really good draft. So the Spurs are going to be picking a player at 19 that they would normally get at like
top 10, maybe
like a top 10 pick. There's so much good talent in this year's draft right now. If things held to form, Indiana, Washington, and Brooklyn have the best odds to win the lottery. Combined, the last 30 games, those teams are 3-27. Mm-hmm. So the tank is in full effect. You have Sacramento, Utah, and Dallas at 4, 5, and 6. Memphis, Atlanta. Dude, Atlanta's going to get a number 8 pick or right around there because New Orleans traded their pick from this year's draft to get Derek Queen from Maryland.
Yeah. There's
no Mick in there. It's Derek Queen. Stupid move right there.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That's going to be a chant at an SAC game. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm. Miami's lost 5 in a row, including that one to the Spurs. But the Spurs right now are in position right now to possibly I misspoke yesterday, Joe, so I got to correct myself. I said the Spurs have guaranteed themselves with the win against Miami, they guaranteed themselves the ability to have home court advantage to the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I was wrong about that. And I was wrong about that because, as someone pointed out on our YouTube, Minnesota theoretically could catch us because we lost the season series to Minnesota. One of the few teams that we did lose the season series to, or at least have lost it so far. So in theory, our magic number to hosting the first round of the playoffs is 1. Our magic number for hosting the second round is 2.
Okay.
So
got to make it happen, man. They're in charge of their own fate at this point. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to take players out. You you can go ahead. Mitch Johnson can just go ahead and dial back the minutes, right? Keep him there. Let him get some reps in early. Give him 10, 15 minutes a game. Pull him out.
Right.
And let somebody else just run the court. You know, that's what he should do, because you don't necessarily want to sit your players because then they get cold.
They get rusty.
Yes.
They lose the momentum of that they have. A lot of people in our chat, Tony Ornelas being one of them, saying that they like Kareem Lopez as a Spur, but he's considered to be a top 11 to 12 guy in the draft. What the Spurs would need to happen is they would need Atlanta to lose the play-in games and that pick fall back into the top 14, which is very possible that could happen. If you look at the mock drafts, according to Tankathon, they have Kareem Lopez being the number 17 player taken in the draft by of all teams, OKC. But Kareem Lopez, a 6'8" Mexicano, playing in New Zealand right now, averaging 17 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 3 assists, and a block and a half, and a steal and a half there. That's a Spursy kind of guy. We need Atlanta to start losing these games. Right now, Kingston Flemings from the University of Houston, who went to Brennan High School, is projected to be the number 5 pick player chosen in the draft to the Utah Jazz. Number 1, though, it has switched. The number 1 player in the draft, according to Tankathon, is now AJ DeBansta, small forward from BYU, who says what? He wants to play for who?
Spurs.
He says I want to be a Spur. Darren Peterson and his self-load managing ass from Kansas has dropped to number 2. Also gave up that game-winning shot the other day, playing Matador defense when it all counted. Cam Boozer from Duke, who says that whose dad says is the next Tim Duncan, or has Tim Duncan type qualities, is at number 3. Caleb Wilson 4. But you have a lot of really good players in this year's draft, considered to be the best draft in about 20 years, which is pretty amazing. Man, this 2 box is pretty big, dude. My ass is big in this thing. The lost weight doesn't look like this from this angle.
Well, the only other thing it could do is this, and then it's too small.
Hey, but Joe, talking about the arrogance of Wemby, man, I want to get back into that topic.
All right, let's go ahead and do that.
The Kobe aspect of it all, the intensity of Kevin Garnett, the intensity of Michael Jordan. I mentioned that there's only so many superstars out there. Sean yesterday said megastar, right? I don't think Spurs fans knew what they were getting with Wemby. I think they thought he was going to be like Tim.
Yeah,
but Joe, that video that I showed yesterday, that we showed from that I taped in Miami, where it showed this long line of people at the bus,
just waiting to get a glimpse of Wemby,
just a glimpse, and they had just seen the game,
just a taste,
just like a talent, the taste. And then for Wemby to answer the question, is it arrogance or confidence that Wemby is?
Yeah,
or is it both?
I think it's his confidence, really. I mean, they liked what he also talks, the way he talks to the media, right? Slightly dissing sometimes because of the way he's very eloquent, right? When he speaks, very educated, you know, and he's a smart individual. He reads a lot, so he has a big vocabulary. He uses big words when he talks. And I think, he's just that polarizing type of player that the media loves.
Polarizing. Right? Okay. So that's a very good term that you use there, Joe. Polarizing, you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to end up happening, because how many people are universally loved?
Yeah.
I would say that in my lifetime, because polarizing's like Muhammad Ali.
Exactly.
You loved him or hate him.
And then why did they hate him? Because he was so good and he talked a lot of crap.
Yeah, Money Mayweather.
Same. You can't beat him, so you talk crap about him.
Tom Brady was not universally loved. He was universally respected. You either loved the Patriots or hated the Patriots. Okay. Right. And it was just, you got fatigue from them, right? We were getting that for Patrick Mahomes as well. But who are the universally loved players, Joe? And just athletes in general. I would say I'm 49 years old.
Okay.
So going back to the days of disco, 1977.
Oh, my God.
Who are the most beloved players where you couldn't hate them? I will say Magic Johnson I mean, if you were a Celtics fan, you hated him, but you kind of liked him too.
No.
Michael Jordan. No one hated Michael Jordan.
They wanted to be like Mike.
They
Wasn't
wanted to
that
be
the
like
commercial?
Mike. Yeah, be like Mike. Universally loved Tiger Woods until he got popped for being a cochino. Tiger Woods was one. Wayne Gretzky.
Nah, Wayne Gretzky could be one.
Carl Lewis.
What about Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson. Can Wemby ride that line there where he's universally loved? Because what's that saying from Star Wars? I don't know if it's Star Wars or if it's a Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie, which I think is it Batman? You stick around long enough, you eventually become the villain.
Oh, it's not Marvel, it's DC, but yeah,
DC.
you got it right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Was it Batman?
Batman.
Okay. Is that going to be the case with Wemby? Because Wemby right now at 22
wasn't that the case with Coach Pop?
It kind of was,
right? He stuck around so long he became the villain.
Too long,
right?
Too long. And then the current quoted me by saying that I called him an old banana.
was that Puro?
Puro. Cap saying Deion Sanders was that it, man?
Yeah.
Cap says everyone loved Hakeem Olajuwon. True, but he was also kind of very quiet, introverted, you know. I can't think of many other players. I think we have a pretty good list there. I would say that kind of until he started dating Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce was that guy.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce. No one hates Jason Kelce. So it's very few. Emmitt Smith. Yeah. Of the big three, Emmitt Smith was very beloved by everybody.
What do you say? Nobody liked Troy Aikman?
Well, I mean, Troy Aikman became the guy that we see every Sunday, and he was the most boring guy to watch.
What about Novacek? They like Novacek.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the Q score. No one knows who he is outside of
Moose. What about Moose? Moose.
Yeah, Moose. You know, no cap here. He coached my flag football team for one game.
Oh, Mike!
And I scored a defensive touchdown, pick 6, baby.
Stop the cap.
Pick 6.
No.
And he came up to me and he gave me a high five. He was like, "Great pick, sir." Yeah.
Hey, we got to go ahead and address a super chat that we got coming in here.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
This is from Caps 210 199. Thank you, sir.
Did you see? I'll see Wemby being a freak, flicking that tongue. I feel dirty. Like should I be in fetal position right now?
Oh my god, dude.
Now Jason Garcia say Larry Bird and Gronk. Larry Bird it was kind of hard to like Larry Bird because he was kind of the hick from French Lick who like didn't have a personality. So you can respect his game, but no one loved him unless you were like a Celtics fan, right?
Well, Larry Bird, like the other players said that Larry Bird would talk a lot of you know what on the court.
Well, you know what? Before we move on, we do have sound on my Twitter account that we have from Danny Green of all people.
Oh, God.
No, well, I mean, Danny Green talking to Paul Pierce about Wemby and the idea of having the MVP go. And this is where I stole the take, if you will, about what were they expected to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like, I hate to say it this way, Wemby's opening people's eyes by just the way that he's speaking, that he's stating his case. But the one argument that you have against him is, well, you know what? He hasn't played a playoff game. Well, who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? It's a regular season award. But Danny Green with Paul Pierce right now talking about Wemby's MVP candidacy and him speaking out again about it all. Let's hear what they had to say, Joe. This is a great conversation piece that they had here, courtesy of Danny Green's podcast.
Yeah.
Case, Paul.
Yeah, that's a great argument because, I mean, it's just – he's right. His impact on winning as compared to the other guys, I mean, it's tough to deny. I mean, it's defensively, offensively, it's – and this is what I go by. Like, what was our expectations for OKC coming this season? Oh, they'll probably have the best record. Shea will average 30.
Yeah.
Like before we saw the play this year, that's what we would have said. I didn't see San Antonio being a second seed.
Yeah, same.
I probably had them being a play-in team.
Yeah, on like a 6 seed
5, 6.
at
In the West,
best.
in the West.
Yeah.
Like, so their room and to just like
The floor to the ceiling.
floor to the ceiling was
Yeah.
a lot steeper than what
Yeah.
OKC's was. So I think you got to put that into play. And I put that into play for Jaylen Brown also because we probably had the Celtics based on what they lost a year ago.
Yeah.
Probably being in the play-in somewhere around 6 or 7, 8. You know?
I probably had them both around 5 or 6, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they both would be around, but they both exceeded expectations for both, like on both sides, East and West. So, yeah.
So in saying that, I do think he should be, probably the favorite, if not one of the two favorites.
Definitely number 2. He's definitely number 2.
Yeah, because, like I said, I mean, OKC is expected to do this.
You know what's crazy, P? And they have done this in a long time. And I think I used to think, and I still do think, like, they don't want to give players more than one award.
Yeah. Huh?
Do you know what happens when this man wins? He starts to be winning MVP.
And Defensive Player of the Year.
We haven't seen that since Mike. You know how long ago that was?
Olajuwon.
Like a while ago, bro. Long.
Yeah.
We're talking about 30 something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn near 40 years at this point.
Yeah. Olajuwon was the last one, I believe.
That is Paul Pierce and Danny Green talking about Wemby and what he brings to the table, his MVP candidacy, and his effectiveness on both sides of the court. And on top of that, the expectations coming into the season. And we would not be having this conversation if it wasn't for Wemby being honest and open with the media.
Yeah.
But he's stating the case that, like, with 12 jurors trying to find a reasonable doubt, he's like when Stephen A. Smith on First Take yesterday goes off and says, I knew he was a candidate. He was in my top 3. But when Wemby spoke so eloquently about how he's doing on both ends of the court, that defense really should matter almost as much as the offense, his impact on the game. And oh, by the way, Lakers, we kicked your ass. And oh, by the way, the Thunder, we kicked your ass. He goes, it made me think. He goes, you're right. He is the MVP. And then when others are saying that he's arrogant, but he's arrogant in a way that is actually inviting because he's doing things like exciting people about encouraging the players to actually play in the All-Star game and all that stuff like that. Yeah. That is stuff that actually happened. And then the superstar status of it all, where people want to line up to watch him play. They're not lining up to watch OKC. They're not lining up to watch the Lakers play. They want the big attraction in the league right now is somebody who's never played a playoff game. By the way, I'm looking at it right now, Joe. Did you know that the Spurs right now are in the midst of their 20th best season of all time?
That's a lot.
The Spurs have won 60 games in a season 7 times, going for number 8. And I'm looking at the schedule right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times they've won, right? And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So right now the Spurs have 54 wins with 10 games to go. And these are the best Spurs game seasons of all time. The best all time was 2015, 2016. They lost in the conference semis. They were 67-15 that year. The last time the Spurs won 60 games was back in 2017. Lost in the conference finals. They were 61-21. But look at this, Joe. At 54-18, you know they're going to pass up several of these teams, right? The 20th most wins of all time. But they're going to make their way into the top 10 of all time. They're going to pass the 2017 that won the finals. That was 58-24. They're going to pass a lot of the championship teams that they had. I mean, they may even hit, Joe, the team that went the 2014, the beautiful game team. Yeah. Spurs go 8-2. They matched that. Ridiculous, Joe. The best team the Spurs have. Let's talk about that, Joe. Spurs go 8-2, win the title. Because again, the Spurs had 2 teams that were better than 62-20 that didn't win the title. So the best team of all time is the 2014 team because they had the most wins in the regular season and won the finals. The Spurs match that. Let's say the Spurs go 9-1 the rest of the way.
No, okay.
Go 63-19 and win the finals. Would this be the best team we ever had?
Record-wise, I don't know.
No,
if it can be.
just
But I'm saying best team
of all time.
best team, you would have to go ahead and look at them and be like, you know what, this could really be one of the best teams that the Spurs have ever put out on the court.
Better than 99, obviously, right? That team was kind of, I mean, our first championship team couldn't score 90 points, save their lives.
You know, the reason why, Mike, is one thing that we don't really talk a lot about, and you hear it sometimes in the media, but it's not really spoken about, and that's how deep the team is at their positions, and how far along the curb Harper is, Carter Bryant is, right? You have these young players that are rookies, right? That you wouldn't expect them to be like really poised and playing at a high level that they're playing at right now. You look at Carter Bryant, for example, right? Great example. When he came into the league early on, he was benched, dude. He had to actually work and prove himself to get into the lineup, right? To get that time, to get those minutes. And now that he has, and you see him on the highlight reel, you're like, Mira, Carter Bryant. What happened with that miraculous dunk he had against the Heat? The kid got up there, man.
He did.
He got up there and he blocked that shot. And you look and see what he's doing, right? Not only on defense, but he can knock down some shots when he needs to. And then you look at Dylan Harper. You look at, like I said, Devin Vassell. You look at Castle, right? Fox. And you're like, damn, we haven't even included Wemby. And then you put Wemby in the mix, and then you look at the second unit, and what do you have there? Luke Cornett. You got the Toda Corolla, Harrison Barnes. You got Keldon Johnson. I'm like, dude.
I'm looking at this 2014 team, Joe. We're looking at the stats right now.
Is this the deepest team that we've ever had, Mike?
It is. Look at the 2014 team, Joe. Do you know the leading scorer was for the Spurs in 2014?
What was it?
Tony Parker. Guess what he averaged points per game?
26.
No, 16.
Really?
The 2014 Spurs team that won the beautiful game team, the most points scored per game was 16.7 by Tony Parker. Tim Duncan averaged 15. Now, Parker was named to the All-NBA team that year, but neither one of them were in the top 10 in the MVP voting. Kawhi Leonard averaged 12.8. Manu averaged 12.3 and was third in voting for Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Marco Bellinelli averaged 11.4. Patty Mills 10.2, and at 9.1 you had Danny Green and Boris Diaw. At 8 points per game you had Thiago Splitter. But this is why the team was so good, though. We talk about EFG all the time. I talk about it all the time.
Effective field goal percentage.
What did the Spurs shoot as a team from three? Okay. So get this, Joe. 35% is considered to be average. If you're 36 or better, you're supposed to be good. If you're a 40% shooter, you're considered to be elite.
Yeah.
As a team, Joe.
I remember.
The Spurs shot 40%. 39.7 from three.
They had very good three-point shooting players, right? On that team. You had I think you had Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
At that time. And he was just a role player. But he played the game beautifully, right? Because he knew his spots.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that the veterans, they come into their own. They actually know, all right, I got to get to this spot because I'm going to be money. I'm going to knock down the shot. And I think that's what you see, kind of a disparity between the younger player and the older seasoned veteran. They know their spots on the court, right?
Yeah, they do.
In that 2014 run, you had a lot of veterans, right? Everybody played well, Mike. It was a beautiful game. The passing was crisp.
Everyone could shoot.
It's like,
man, dude, the Spurs had 5 players over 40% from three. Marco Bellinelli, 43%. Matt Bonner, 42.9. Patty Mills, 42.5. Danny Green, 41.5. Boris Diaw, 40.2. And oh, by the way, Kawhi Leonard and Tony Parker at 38%.
Right? I mean,
jeez Louise, man, that team
it was deep,
was shooting lights out. There was not one star on that team. But then, and I know it's a different time. Even though it's just 12 years ago, it's a different time. That was the best shooting team we ever had. But the deepest team with athleticism, Joe. If you put that team, Joe, the 2014 team against the 2026 team, oh my God, people are gonna give me crap about this. I'm already feeling the hate right now.
The team that we have now against the 2014,
you put them on a simulation, dude. Wemby's team would win in 5. Gentlemen,
we'll
sweep.
see. Well, we'd have to see. They'd have to go ahead and put that. Put that in the simulator.
Gentleman sweep, man.
I know somebody can do it. They put it on the simulator at ESPN, NBA 2K, whatever we're at now.
Yeah.
Do it and let's see what happens.
Okay, because we're gonna continue this conversation tomorrow, by the way. But look at the Spurs roster, right? Could Tony at the end of his career, because Tony Parker was not a spring chicken at this point. He was at the end of his career. Could Tony guard De'Aaron Fox? No. Danny Green on, say, Stephon Castle.
Do you have the roster there?
I have a roster up right now, dude.
Are you showing it?
Yeah, I am. So, I mean, this is the 2014 roster right here, right? You have we're showing Marco Bellinelli, Matt Bonner, I'm sorry, Danny Green, Patty Mills, Boris Diaw, Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker, Manu, obviously Tim Duncan, Corey Joseph, Nando DiColo, Thiago Splitter. I mean, wow, Joe. In a vacuum, the 2026 Spurs are a better team because, I mean, you have Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard wasn't the Kawhi Leonard, first team All NBA guy yet. He was just like a young guy. Manu was at the end of his career. Tim was at the end of his career. Dude, this is the best team we've ever had. Like, just from, they may not win the chip, but from a perspective of talent on the court.
Yes. I can agree with that, because you look at the team and they're exciting to watch, right? The team, 2014 team, you really had to be a steward of the game to appreciate what you were seeing out there, because it wasn't like really flashy, right? Getting out in the open court and all these spectacular plays. It was team basketball.
How did that team, but it was the greatest formulated team.
Yes.
That team beat LeBron in his prime, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it just goes to show you that sometimes you have to just learn to play together as a team, and that'll carry you far, right? And I think that's one of the things that's kind of brought me around with the Spurs team is the chemistry that they have right now. They're loose. They're having fun. They're enjoying playing the game out there with one another, right? This team, you can tell that this team likes to hang out together.
Yes.
They go out and eat together. You know what? Let's go work out. Let's go ahead and do something fun or whatever. They're not just, all right, go to the locker room, get dressed, and then take off. Nobody talks to each other.
And that has a lot to do with the chemistry and how they're all coming together as a family, as a team. Marco Bellinelli was the 5th highest scoring Spur that season. How many minutes he plays on this year's team?
I don't know, man.
If Marco, we put him in a time machine, and we put him on the 2025, 2026 squad.
I don't think he gets a lot of run. And the only reason why I say that is that
he doesn't play defense.
He doesn't play any defense. Exactly.
How many minutes does Patty Mills get?
Oh, dude, he's probably not going to get any because he can't play defense.
Boris Diaw.
He might get some run. He might get a couple minutes, but it's not going to be like 20.
Choose your fighter, Thiago Splitter or Luke Cornett.
Bro. That one's a tough one, Mike. I'd have to go with Luke Cornett.
Okay. One that I think would get run is Matt Bonner.
No, the Red Rocket, definitely. He could shoot a 3, bro.
Yeah.
And he was sneaky athletic, Mike. Remember, he had some dunks sometimes. What would Kobe call him? The Red Mamba.
The Red Mamba. That is funny, man. What's it called? They're saying that the 40-1 record, that was a home record, by the way, the Spurs had that season. Very nice. And we'll talk about the three-point shooting. Three-point shooting be damn, man. The Spurs defense right now is so good that you're not going to get those three-point shots off.
No.
Danny Green ain't going to be shooting over that brick wall that is Stephon Castle. But this is oh my God, Joe.
Stephon Castle would lock up Danny Green in a heartbeat.
We agree, Joe, the 2014 Spurs is the best of the 5 championships, right?
Yes, 2014.
Right? It progressively got better. 14 was better than 7. 7 was better than 5. 5 was better than 3. 3 was better than 99.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, I think this team's the best team we've ever fielded. And I go back to me and Chica being with our daughter yesterday at the game 2 nights ago. And she's a basketball fan. Hadn't been to a game all year long. Not following the Spurs. So this is how you know that there's something up here.
Yeah.
She's a big Spurs fan. She's a Rockets fan. So that's just how Chica's daughter is, right? That's the way she is, right? So she's kind of a dual allegiances. we're at the game, and she's looking at me. She's going, Michael, what the hell is all this? Like, what is all this? Seeing Wemby with the blocks and the alley oops and the dunks, she goes, that's not fair. And then for her to see all these blocks by Castle and by, Carter Bryant and all that stuff, Dylan Harper. And she looked at me and she hadn't been following this because she's in medical residency, right?
Yeah.
So she's so deep into books that she's not following the game as well as she normally does. So she poked her head out to watch this game with us. And she goes, Michael, what's going on here? And like she got startled.
Yeah.
This is the best team we've ever had. Like put in a vacuum, best team we've ever had.
Probably was, dude.
It's crazy to think.
Even like a casual fan like her, right? Because she doesn't have time, right? Because she's busy working and doing other things. But even she's taking notice of what's happening with this team. And if she would have seen this team at the beginning of the season, Mike, she wouldn't believe that she's still watching the same team.
That's a very good point.
They're night and day, dude.
The
night
evolution.
and day.
They even won you over here, a skeptic.
Yeah.
Let's give some love to one of our sponsors. Joe, you pick the sponsor that we're giving love to. You know what? We have to do PF Chang's La Cantera because
That's what I was
it's
gonna
Wednesday
say.
wines. They have
Yeah.
off bottles of champagne and wine. Go say hi to Sean Quintero over there. He's a big part of the Area 210 podcast, but show some love for PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
It's got that good food, that Asian cuisine. Go there for lunch. They open up at 11 o'clock. They're open right now. Now, if you are off today or you're going to go after work, the PF Chang's cocktail collection is still going on, $8.99. Various types of martinis, margaritas, Long Island iced tea. Go check it out, $8.99. And again, today is half off bottles of wine and champagne all day long over there at PF Chang's La Cantera. You can also drive up. They have dedicated parking spots if you want to pull up and get your own food, or you can order it on Postmates, Uber Eats, wherever you get your delivery. Joe, when I was in Miami, they use those delivery services where it's just like computerized.
Oh,
And it just rolls down the street.
little
on its
robot.
little robot. So those Waymo cars, I ain't gonna get in one of those, man.
What if it gets stuck, dude? What happens?
Yeah. Joe, since we're talking about cars right now, I saw an article the other day about Buc-ee's etiquette.
Oh, God.
We're gonna talk more sports in a minute, but we got to get into this. I drove in from Conroe this morning. There's two Buc-ee's on the way. There's the one in Katy. There's the one in Luling, right?
Yeah, Luling. Yeah.
I didn't realize that I was not following Buc-ee's etiquette
No.
because you
And
pour.
this is my mug.
There you go. You pour the coffee. You pour the soda. Well, you pump the gas, right?
Yeah.
You go in to go pee, whatever. Okay. But they're saying that you're practicing poor etiquette if you are taking too long inside to go shop and buy stuff. You should pump your gas and then drive off to the side and park on the side if you're going to go inside and spend more than 5 minutes inside of there.
But
Joe, do you believe in Buc-ee's etiquette or not?
I don't, because if you think about it, you're not going to spend a lot of time in the store, right? And you're going to put gas at the same time. It's okay to park at the pump.
Right.
Right.
But how much time do you have inside where you're not being a jerk about it?
30 minutes, 35 minutes.
30 minutes.
Bro, this is why, Mike, because you think, oh, I've only spent 5 minutes in Buc-ee's. 5 minutes in Buc-ee's time is like 15 minutes. You go to the bathroom because it's nice and clean. You walk around, you kind of look at things. Before you know it, dude, 30 minutes has passed you by so fast.
Yeah.
But if you're there for 45 minutes, an hour, bro, no, go park somewhere. Let somebody else put some gas. But the thing is that it's hard when you go to Buc-ee's, right? Because how many Buc-ee's did I pass by when I was going through Houston on the way from San Antonio, go through Houston, Then you have to go to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama to get to Florida.
Mhm.
I passed by like at least 4 or 5 Buc-ee's, right? All of them packed, Mike. And I had to stop at least at one of them, Mississippi, to put gas and whatnot. So I park because I know I'm going to need gas. I park, get at the pump, get down. It took me at least 30 minutes, dude. And I didn't even buy a lot of stuff. I got a mug. I think I got a drink and something to eat real quick. I think it was a sandwich. And I was out. Paid out. And I thought that was the quickest trip ever. 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Well, see, that's the thing, man, because sometimes you go to Buc-ee's and you just like drive they have all these pumps, but you drive around. But I'm guilty of it, Joe, because I'm going like, no one's leaving. No, like you pump your gas and then you just all walk in.
Yeah.
And I've never thought about it, but I mean, if you want to show my screen here, it was a MySA article about it because they were following a Reddit thread asking the question about it all, and they were saying that Buc-ee's doesn't enforce it because guess what, Joe?
No.
Buc-ee's makes money off the people who go inside. They don't want to piss off the people that are inside. But now I think about it, maybe we should be pumping our gas manually, sit there for 2 or 3 minutes, and then park off to the side because then you go inside, Joe, and what happens, man? You just go take a leak or take a dump, right? That's 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? You come back outside. Oh, I'm gonna get myself a drink. And then, oh, you know what? I'm going to get me a Sammy, right? I'm going to go ahead and get a brisket sandwich, right? And then, you know what? Let's go take a look around. And before you know it, you're in the clothing section looking at sunglasses and T-shirts. And then the Buc-ee mascot comes by and you take a photo. And before you know it, you've spent 40 minutes inside of Buc-ee's and that pump is still there. Like it stopped pumping 38 minutes ago. And now there's a big old line for people wanting gas. I'm part of the problem.
Look at only buttheads park their car at the pump while shopping.
It's kind of like this is like the whole Victor Wembanyama being an MVP candidate. Until somebody points it out, you don't realize it. Now you're thinking to yourself, did I think of it? Like they're saying, did you think Wemby was an MVP candidate? Well, when you say this case, it changed Stephen A. Smith's mind, right? And Chris Broussard's mind. They have votes. To me, it's changing my mind a little bit that maybe I am a dick. Maybe I am.
You know what? I go and spend money in Buc-ee's, right? $100 ain't nothing to me at Buc-ee's. And then put in gas, right? That happens to everybody, right? You go into Buc-ee's, you're going to spend what? At least $80. 80 on stuff you don't even need, dude.
I have to tell Chica to just stay in the car.
Oh, my God, bro.
If she comes out, dude, I mean, just on snacks.
Not only on snacks, but she's gonna. Oh, this is cute, Mike. I want this. I know Chica. She's gonna see a shirt over there that's all blinged out, and guess what?
Oh, I know.
That's coming home with her.
Blinged out Yeti. That's $80. You know, easily, man.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal, man. I did not realize that this was a thing, man.
Everybody's saying they like Marco also says the Buc-ee's for those pickled quail eggs. No, bro.
Hey, check out this headline that MySA has right now from San Antonio Express News. This is funny, Joe. Six Flags announces chaperone rule at Fiesta, Texas. Here's why.
My God.
This was a big deal, man, because I've seen this before where you have these I
know what they do. They drop
off their kids like it's daycare because they get them the season-long pass, and summertime's coming around. They'd be like, mijo, I'm gonna drop you off at Fiesta, Texas. I'll be back at 5.
Yeah.
Meet me in the front, right? And now Six Flags is saying, this includes Fiesta, Texas, that beginning this month, all children 17 and younger must be accompanied by a parent, guardian, or chaperone who's at least 21 years old. So you can't say my 18-year-old big brother is with me. 21 or older, if you want to have somebody 17 and younger in there. Joe, your thoughts on Six Flags announcing their chaperone rule?
Yeah, it's the puro rule, dude. The puro. Because they already know that the parents didn't want to pay for childcare or whatever. So they just give the kids a couple bucks and they go drop them off at Fiesta, Texas, or Six Flags, like we call it.
Yeah.
And that's it. They're done. They come and pick them up. You know what? I'm going to drop you off before I go to work, and I'm going to pick you up later.
Dude, it's a hack.
Yeah.
It's avoidance of things like summer camp, which is a lot of money. It's avoidance of things like daycare.
So if you have a teen, right, and they're like maybe 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, they were a couple of their friends and stuff. You just drop them off there for the day, let them fend for themselves. They'll be there all day riding the rides and all that, eating something. Then they go to the water park. And before they know it, the day's gone by so fast and the parents just pull up and pick them up. Right. And it's already what, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, I didn't have to do anything. Take them anywhere else. I just bought a season pass. Bam, we're done.
Tony reaches out to us and says, my wife's parents used to drop her off at SeaWorld or Fiesta, Texas. Damn, San Antonio parents can't afford a babysitter.
The puro roll.
It's the ghetto San Antonio, man. That's what that season pass is. It's funny because it's true. I mean, you would see 20 or 30 kids going unattended into SeaWorld. Into Fiesta, Texas. But I wonder if SeaWorld's going to do the same.
I don't know if they already do that, because I know that SeaWorld's mostly for the younger kids, right? Because you see a lot of stuff there from Sesame Street and all that. I mean, and you've gone to SeaWorld once. I mean, you've already seen everything. You know, everything's still the same. They still got the sea lions and the dolphin and Shamu and all that kind of stuff. I'm like,
at least Six Flags comes out with a new ride every once in a while.
The same stuff's there at SeaWorld, bro.
Man,
it's stuck in time.
Six Flags, baby. I mean, you know what? I get it. Gotta keep the riffraff out. you read that one.
Tony Ornelas, single moms going on dates and dropping their kids off at theme parks and driving a Nissan Altima.
Oh, dude, the Nissan Altima, man. You run away if she drives a Nissan Altima.
Yeah, man. If you go and you pick up a girl on the first date and you drive up and she has her Nissan Altima in the driveway, I'm not going to say that there will be signs, but that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Drive away.
It's just weird how that is, Joe.
Drive away.
Joe, you been following March Madness at all?
I've been following it, man. I know that UT is in the dance now, Sweet 16.
Yeah, they didn't even qualify for the original 64.
Yeah.
But they play tomorrow against Purdue. It's an 11-2 matchup. Purdue favored by 7.5 points in this game. Other games going on tomorrow, 9 versus 4 matchup. You have Iowa, which is upset the 1 seed going up against Nebraska. Nebraska favored by only 1.5, even though the 4 seed. Arkansas taking on Arizona. Arizona, one of the few, one of the remaining 1 seeds. Arizona favored by 7.5 points. And then you have Houston, Kingston Flemings from San Antonio. 3.5 point favorites to advance to the Elite Eight. They're playing the Illini of Illinois. Then you have Friday's games. You have St. John's against Duke. St. John's winning in dramatic fashion. Duke favored by 6.5 points. Michigan favored by 9.5 over Bama on Friday. UConn favored by 1.5 over Michigan State. Dude, Sparty, I mean, Michigan State, death taxes, Spurs win, Michigan State makes it to the Elite Eight. It happens all the time. And then you've got Tennessee, the 6 seed, taking on Iowa State in the 2-6 matchup. Iowa State favored by 4.5 points. Again, the games get going again on Thursday.
Yeah, look at this, man. This is funny. We're talking about the Nissan Altima and stuff like that. And Myra puts in here, be appreciative she has a car. Not if it's a Nissan Altima. Drive away.
That's funny. Joe, how excited are you about the start of the baseball season, which I think it's going next this week, right?
I think it already got kicked off. I think it either starts today or tomorrow. I know they're going to have some games. I know the Astros are going to be playing like midday or something. They start at like 2 or 3 o'clock. I'll be probably watching that on the TV. I put it up here and watch. I'm excited for opening day. I like baseball. I know you're not a baseball fan, but I'm a Red Sox fan. I love the Red Sox, so I root for them. And I really don't care for much of the Texas teams, but I don't know, man. It's like, am I going to have to be a Rangers or an Astros fan? We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like the season kicks off tonight on Netflix, of all places. You've got the Yankees on the road against the San Francisco Giants. The over-under of that game is 7 for those of you degenerates out there who do baseball. The rest of the season gets going as far as all the other teams gets going tomorrow. Let's see. Texas Rangers on the road against the Philadelphia Phillies. That's a 3:15 p.m. start. And then the Astros there. Let's see what the Astros are playing. Astros don't play till what? The Astros don't play until when is that?
Tomorrow, I think. But it's again, I think it's like at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I want to say.
No, they start against the Angels home at the what do they call it? The Dakin Field?
Dakin Park.
Dakin Park.
Yeah.
7 o'clock. They get going on Friday. Chica and our first date was 2 years ago at a game. I was asking her the question yesterday because we were talking about it. We're on this flight home from Fort Lauderdale to Houston yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were talking about baseball, right? And I joke with her that I want to go with her to the batting cages because everyone I've seen no video of her playing. I've seen photos, but Chica played D3 softball.
She can put
in
you
college,
to shame, Mike.
but she had a full ride offer to Arizona State and 3 other big schools like in the Pac-10 back in the day.
Yeah.
But she was basically tells me, she was a small town girl, so she didn't want to go off to Phoenix to go play baseball, softball. So she ended up staying in Texas playing D3. Became a dental hygienist. I was talking to her about it because her brother says, man, Chica was good.
Yeah.
They're like, she was really, really good. But Chica's 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah.
So I was asking her about it, and we were watching highlights of softball, and someone cranked one over the fence, and she goes, man, I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And I was like, what feeling is that? She goes, knowing that it's over the park, that's out of the park.
Yeah.
She goes, knowing that the second they crushed that you hit it, that was going to go over the fence. And just to me, that's mind blowing because my beautiful bride could crank it over the fence.
You don't need no Blue Chew needed. Just talk sports to me.
I was like, baby, I'm not going to say it.
Oh, look at Myra. She says, Astros fan, Joe, don't be ghetto. Oh my God.
Greg says Rangers, Mike, hold strong. No Astros. Astros with 2 S's. That's funny.
Mike told her he was 5'10".
That's some bull crap that I've never heard in my entire life.
Didn't we ask her that?
You know what? She said she swears that. And I'm like, dude, you think I embellish? That is something that I would never embellish.
I forgot about
what's so funny is that I tell her that I am 5'10" because if my legs were straight, because I can't ice skate because my legs are slightly bow-legged. And I told her, I said, she swears up and down, man. That's some bull crap if I ever heard of it.
Myra's cracking up at you, dude. Mike, stop, please.
Oh man, that's me thinking this, knowing that Chica can go yard. We're gonna go bowling this week, man. That's what we're gonna do this weekend.
You're gonna go bowling? That's nice. You know what? It's gonna be my birthday on Saturday, right? So Saturday, I got just the day planned. I'm gonna hang out with my sons. I'm gonna go ahead and watch a movie with them. Hang out with all my nieces because I have a shit ton of nieces, and they like to make me little things, right? They give me little gifts or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the youngest one, she's born right the day before me, so her birthday's on Friday, and mine's on Saturday. So I got her something. She keeps reminding me too, Uncle, it's my birthday I was like, yeah, I know it's your birthday on Friday. I said, you were born the day before me. Within hours, she would have been born on my day.
Wow.
Within hours. I told my sister-in-law, you couldn't wait.
Couldn't wait.
Hold it. But that's what I got planned anyway.
Mario Cavasso says Mike is 5'10" and his adiats. Man, that's my Tacovas, baby.
Damn, Joe, how many birthdays do you have? I celebrated my birthday early with you all, Sean. I told you that because I was going to be busy on my birthday.
Mike, on his first day, according to Mario, told Chica how he measured a foot of
snow. Oh, my God, bro. Talk about cap.
Stop the cap.
I was there for that conversation.
Dude, and you saw where you sometimes, Joe, when we're in the same room, you see the thought bubble. And you know where I'm going because sometimes I say things like stupid. There was no like rehearsal of that. It just happened. Jeez, right?
Bro.
But sometimes Joe knows that I'm going down a rabbit hole because he knows where I'm going to end up, right? And he saw where it was going that one time. And when I nailed the landing on that joke, you were both laughing hysterically.
I just like
and appalled at the same time.
I think I even told that to Chica. We told Chica that.
Yeah, she laughed.
She started laughing, dude. But the running joke, though, is we started laughing so hard when we were like, Mike said he was 5'10". I'm like, no, mames, bro.
Oh, my God. I'm calling cap on that, dude. Stop the cap, Chica. Stop the cap.
5'10".
A18 Beachfront Avenue.
I'm like, oh God, Mike, we got to go ahead and give some love to the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio.
Mhm.
The Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
Yeah, we should be having an event at Hard Rock Cafe. The football draft is coming up. We have to figure that one out. That's going to be towards the end of April.
Yeah, we got to start getting the flyer and everything ready for that. I mean, we got to plan that because that's going to be what, on a Thursday, I want to
It's
say?
a Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
The NFL draft. By the way, thank you so much to not only PF Chang's La Cantera, but Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio for hosting our events and for also sponsoring today's show. If you want to show me some love, Joe, my number is 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I might live in Conroe, but my office is in San Antonio. So my office is over there off of the 410 in Blanco, 410 San Pedro area. That's the Pyramid Building. That's the iconic Pyramid Building. I'm on the second floor over there. Suite 240. Come say hi. If you have questions about investments or insurances, give me a call, 210-508-0369. Today, I'm working with a client of mine who's been my client for a decade. Her husband was also my client, passed away.
I remember you were saying.
So we're going to be working together and planning out the rest of her financial future. That's what I'm doing today. Also working on a life insurance case today. And another guy that I'm meeting with today regarding investments. He has CDs. He's like, should I be having my money in a CD or should I do something different? I'm going to show alternative ways of investing money to that guy. But I love doing what I do. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. You can show my screen, Joe. The San Antonio Missions get going with their season beginning on April 2nd. It's a Thursday night game. There's no games on Mondays for the Missions, right? But they come to San Antonio. Opening night in San Antonio is going to be April 7th against the Corpus Christi Hooks at 7:05. That's opening night. They start off a 6-game homestand when it comes to it all. So Tuesday through Sunday, you can check out the Missions. Go check them out before it gets too damn hot.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. But, Joe, I think we should have an event for our listeners over there where we go to the Missions games.
Yeah.
You know, maybe get that pavilion.
I could do it on a weekend. That we got to plan that out.
Yeah.
The pavilion is a good idea because you can get food and all that kind of stuff there. That'd be a great little thing to do. I know Alex had done it before, and he has all the pricing and all that already.
Mm-hmm. He had his birthday party there a couple
Yeah.
of years ago, which is pretty amazing. I love Missions games.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. They do a fantastic time over there. Did I tell you, Joe, that one time I had a game? I hosted an event there for my clients. I brought about 20 clients, their spouses over there, had a pavilion, and it poured rain so bad.
Jeez.
Like by the end of the game, we were drenched. It was sideways rain. They ended up canceling the rest of the game. It was like the 8th inning when that happened.
I remember that happened one time when Carolina was there. And the thing is, when you have these torrential downpours, right?
Yeah, she was there with me. Well, not with me, but she was there that night.
There's no place to seek shelter.
Yeah,
you're in the open. Even if you go underneath the stadium, right, in the bleachers, you're still out in the open. So if the rain's coming sideways and the wind's blowing, you're getting wet, dude. It don't matter. The only place to hide, I think, is a little fan or pro shop that they have there, and that's tiny.
And you think it's going to come to an end. It just never does.
Yeah. When it rains out there that bad, you're done, dude. You're getting soaking wet.
Yeah.
I think that's when they had that tornado warning.
They did, man. I love going to the Missions games. I'm trying to find that video, that photo of me and everybody. I can't find it. I can't find it. I was looking for it because it's great photos of that event where we just got torrential downpours on. But no, I'm looking up Missions and all I see is photos of when what's it called? with Carolina Teague threw the first pitch.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Man, I never got asked.
You don't look like Carolina. I love Carolina. I finished talking with her a couple days ago. We kind of caught up. It was a good catching up with her.
Yeah. So what's going on about me being ethnic? What's going on in there?
What does it say?
Oh, Mario saying, please don't tell us you walk around the house shirtless when your mother-in-law is around. Nah, man, that's ghetto. You know what else is ghetto? Wife beaters. Like Chica says I need to wear an undershirt sometimes, like when I have my dress clothes on.
Yeah, but you're gonna be outside walking around with that.
Dude, just in general, man.
Like,
I hate it, dude.
Just wear a t-shirt, man.
I know I try to, but
no, but I'm saying instead of the beater, you know?
I mean, just like for me to go to like Target or TJ Maxx and go, I'm gonna buy these wife beaters today.
There's like a pack of what, 4 or 5?
Yeah.
They're all cheap, man.
Very, very funny.
Mario says, Mike is not ethic, so that doesn't happen. Maybe a Lululemon wife beater.
Man, Lululemon. You know what's so funny? I'm in between sizes, Joe. Like I like wearing Tommy Bahama. It's good for guys that have broad shoulders and are wide.
Yeah.
Tommy Bahama's pretty good for that. I went to go buy some Tommy Bahama the other day when we were in Miami. One size was a little snug, fine, but a little snug. One size up was basically like looking like Missy Elliott in that one video where she's wearing the trash bag. I'm like, I'm in between sizes. And then Chica was like, well, then don't buy anything until you either size up or down. I'm like, well, thank you for the support and all that stuff.
You know what? It's funny because when you buy the Tommy Bahama, right, from Uptown Cheapskate, remember we're around the corner from here. Those shirts fit you fine.
Which ones again?
The Tommy Bahama from Uptown Cheapskate. And maybe because the older shirts that they had there
might have been more
might have been a little bigger.
You don't understand. You go to the shopping for like dress shirts or whatever, and they say extra large slim fit. The hell's that all about? Extra large slim fit.
Yeah, for the skinny brothers.
The jumbo shrimp. How can you be extra large and slim fit at the same time?
You're tall.
Well, that's extra long.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're tall. You might be a little stocky, but not too stocky. You know?
Oh, come on, man. I don't get it, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's for the guys that are just a little chunky.
I mean, I get it. I can stand to losing more weight. I'm down 24 pounds from the highest I ever was, Joe. And you know what? You helped me out today by telling me not to have a breakfast taco. Jerk.
Don't have the breakfast. I mean, I'm on this diet, dude. I gotta get ready for the No Jimenez Beach Bash.
Someone took making fun of the Tommy Bahama shirts, specifically made for Hispanic men. They kind of are, man.
They kind of are.
Kind of a little room in the panza and a little side action. You know, it's not bad, Joe. But there's a difference between Tommy Bahama and Tommy Bahama Island. The regular Tommy Bahama, it's a little bit wider. The island one is kind of like the slim fit. That's what I've learned over the time. And so yeah.
Lululemon, Tommy Bahama. Tommy Bahama has been by far your favorite.
It has been.
Yeah,
it has been. It just fits better. And I found if you want, I posted a photo the other day. I like the way that I come out with the flowery Hawaiian shirt. Doesn't have to be Tommy Bahama, with khaki shorts. That's like my new
go-to.
That's my go-to on date night with Chica. If I'm not wearing boots and we're going someplace nice, I'm gonna put on a button up and some shorts.
Yeah, as long as you don't go in a t-shirt.
She has introduced me to the idea of fancy t-shirts.
They do have some, and they're usually made out of a different material. It's like a canvas material.
Yeah,
and they have a different
and it's usually a V-neck. It's usually a V-neck,
or they have the collared ones, but usually it's a different fit.
Yeah,
you know, and they kind of are a little bit more snug to the body.
Joe, what's your health goal when it comes to it all? Because I've gone back to the gym.
Yeah,
I joined Crunch Fitness, and I went and lifted weights the other day, and I did some swimming over the past weekend. Because you're saying you need to have a goal. Like I'll tell you, my goal is to lose 15 more pounds.
Yeah,
that's it. 15. I don't want to be size medium. I don't even want to be size large.
Medium.
I want to be a small XL. if that makes any sense.
All right, I got you. I don't know. I'll probably want to lose like maybe 60 pounds or so.
Okay.
I think that'll be a healthy weight for me to maintain there, and just go ahead and just be more active and eat better. That way I can have a overall, let's say, healthy lifestyle. Because if you keep going the way I'm going, what's in my future? Diabetes, high blood pressure, and all that. I don't have any of that. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's because once you get labeled that, insurance rates.
Exactly.
Like I said, I feel better about like just simple things like getting out of the booth. My highest was 255, and I'm down to 230. Right? I was at 229 a couple weeks ago, but I'm down to 230. Get me down to 215. I'm solid, dude. Because I'm a wide guy, dude. I have broad shoulders. I'm a wide guy. I want to be a bowling ball, but I don't want to be a 16-pound bowling ball. I want to be a 14-pound bowling ball. You know what I'm saying?
What are you gonna bowl? What do you bowl when you go bowling?
Dude, I bowl the same. It doesn't matter if I'm hot or dude, you know how they say Greg Maddux threw 84 mile per hour fastballs and he never went to 85, 83? He was always 84. Dude, I bowl 136 every time. I don't care if I start off with 3 strikes in a row. I'm gonna end with 134 to 136
every time.
If I'm at 30 after 5 frames, I'm gonna get to 136. I don't get higher or lower. It's just weird.
What is Chica Bowl?
110, 115.
Y'all use the bumpers or no?
No.
Yeah, I don't use those either.
But I do practice, like sometimes trying to get that spin in.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn that. But the one time that she and I were on fire bowling was when we were drunk in Barbados.
Oh God, I remember that.
That video of us just going off and just knocking down pin after pin after pin. The best bowling, great story. I don't know if I ever told this story. Remember University Bowl?
Yeah, I remember that.
It used to be open until 4 a.m, way back in the day. It's not anymore. I think it closes at midnight now. I went with my friend George, and we were in college at the time, probably 21, 22 years old, and we got hammered.
Yeah.
Before we got there, we show up. We're already drunk. I am bowling the game of my life.
No.
And I'm about to get to 200 for the first time ever. And right around frame 9, I'm at 186. Like, just get 7 and 7. I'm at 200, right? I'm bowling the ball, and in mid-roll, I passed out.
You blacked out. Damn.
I woke up to my friend on the ground going, dude, I think that was a foul. Because like my whole body was over the line. And they picked me up and carried me off. I had the highest game I ever had. I was like a 186. And I never finished that game.
You were done.
I was done. I think I was at 181, and then I knocked down 5 when I passed out. Got me to 186. I couldn't go for the spare, and they wouldn't let me finish the game because I passed out in the middle of the damn lane.
I never heard of that. Passing out.
Dude, it was like, and then
boom.
just boom, just hitting the ground. I don't have enough space from here, but man, I hit the ground. Like I came to I don't even remember hitting the ground. I remember being in mid-roll,
blacked out,
and then seeing my friend George like this, going, I think that was a foul.
I think that was a foul.
My whole body was over the red line. You know where the arrows come together? On the bowling lane? That's where my face was.
Now they got like sensors and stuff for that, dude. They give you like a little notification if you cross the line.
Yeah.
Damn, that's funny. I'm surprised you didn't go sliding down because you know how slick the lanes are.
Yeah, people don't realize how that was, man. Tony's saying that I was probably drunk. I was probably had an 86. I was like 186, man. So the highest bowling I ever had in my entire life, I only got to 9 frames. That reminds me, Joe, the best golf shot I ever had was at the Palmer course at La Cantera.
Yeah, okay.
170 yards out. I got it within a foot and a half, Joe. Peninsula Green on the 12, I believe what it was. I was barefoot, drunk. I tapped it in for birdie and I left. I didn't even finish the 18. I was like, I'm done. I got the birdie that I wanted. It was legit. I didn't have any mulligans. I tapped it in. Had too much bullet that day.
Bullet rye.
Yeah. Good times.
You know what? Me and Alex are gonna have to go ahead and start picking up golf. Alex already has a set of clubs. I got to go buy some. And then me, Alex made a pact, and we're like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and maybe take some lessons and practice on our own before we go ahead and play with Sean and Frank Harris and everybody. Do like a golf tournament, right? And if we do the golf tournament with you and me and Sean and Alex and everybody, it'd be a lot of fun. And then we can have some celebrities join us. You know, it'd be a lot of fun just to have the people come out and join us out there on the golf
That'd
course.
be fun, dude. That'd be fun. Mario Cavazza says he got kicked out of University Bowl due to being drunk and belligerent. Says he was throwing balls into other lanes.
Oh God, look at your sisters in the chat.
Joanne Tomko, my sister.
Thanks, Joanne.
Says, I want Joe to get the chancla for not getting Michael his tacos. Play it twice, she says. One for each taco.
Oh my God.
One for the carne guisada, one for the bean and cheese.
Let's go ahead and play the chancla. Una vez más.
Very nice, Joe. Very nice. Thank you so much for the super chat, Joanne, and for all the super chats that we had today. It's been a fun show, Joe. We picked up subscriber 2,640 over the weekend. Very, very nice, Joe. We're having a good time over here doing the show. I'm not tired of this show. Like we like doing it, man. We like doing this show, and it's fun doing it when the Spurs are on fire. Again, tonight taking on the Grizzlies. Grizzlies without their three best players. Come on, man.
Hopefully it's game over and it's not like we say a trap game.
Yeah, no De'Aaron Fox, no Luke Cornett. They're both being quote unquote injured, but it's just load management.
Just dial back their minutes, man. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, just let them rest, dude. Just let them rest. Wemby needs 7 more games played to qualify for the postseason awards. So the Spurs have that going on. I want to see how many games SGA needs to play. SGA, has he hit 65? No, SGA has 5 more games he needs to play. So what I'm saying is that if SGA rolls his ankle,
it's done.
You know, just saying.
He takes himself out.
Because that's the thing going on right now about Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham's camp is coming out and saying that they think that Cade Cunningham should be considered for the awards because he's not going to hit the 65-game threshold because of the collapsed lung.
Yeah.
But you know what? Them's the rules, dude. Because if that was the case, then give Wemby retroactively Defensive Player of the Year last year. Them's the rules. And if Wemby doesn't get to 65, guess what? I'm not going to cry about it.
Somebody sent this via the media share. Said this is you passing out in the lane.
That's exactly what happened, but my whole body moved forward. I went with the ball.
Damn. Think that's a foul.
I think that's a foul. Dude, he was doing like a one-handed push-up a little bit like that, like on the ground.
Oh, my God. That's a foul. That's funny waking up for your friend telling you that. That's a foul. Not even asking, are you okay?
No, not at all.
That's a foul.
Not at all, man. Not at all. By the way, do any of these players that are up for the awards, have they hit, any of them hit 65? I'm going to look up Luka Doncic.
I don't know, man.
Luka Doncic at 60. None of these players have hit 65. We're 72 games in the season, and none of the players have hit 65. Jaylen Brown. He's at 64, so he's the closest one to qualifying for postseason awards.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very interesting. Joe, let's put the show to a halt. We'll be back tomorrow. Not sure if I'm going to be in studio or back in Conroe.
Okay.
Depends on how work goes today. It's been fun being in person. But, Joe, if I ask you for some tacos in the future, just say yes.
I'm going to get you the cup instead of the taco. You know how they have the cup?
Yeah.
And they put the beans and the cheese in there. You want an 8-ounce?
Oh, my goodness. Although there is that place down the street here on Petrenko that sells carne guisada and cheese in a big old vat, like a big old quart container. Dude, we'll just buy it for a week's worth of tacos, man. Just
or the taco planeque.
Oh yeah, dude. Chica makes fun of that place because they have. She's like, why are they giving me both fideo and tortillas? I don't get it.
Then you can get chips over there too if you dine in.
Oh my God, I had chimichurri steak at a Cuban restaurant yesterday.
Yeah, so good.
It was so good, but man, it annihilated my body the rest of the day.
Oh, I bet. I got to get you and Chica to go with me to the Grey Moss Inn. I liked it over there, dude. That filet mignon.
Yeah, it's good over there.
Good,
dude. It's been like 30 years since I've been there, man. I went there for like prom.
You go back there. You know what I didn't know? You can set up a reservation. That's what I did the last time when we all went out there. I set up the reservation early, and they set us inside. It was nice, air conditioned. It wasn't hot outside. It's a nice place.
Let's have a Grey Moss Inn, man. Old school band that's over in like the
Helotes,
Leon Springs. Like Helotes going towards Leon Springs.
Instead of turning where you go to Pete's place, you know, where it's downtown, old downtown Helotes.
You hook a right.
You hook a right and you go down the scenic route. Yeah.
It's a date night type of place. All right, fellas. Spurs back in action tonight. Hopefully, we're talking about a Spurs victory tomorrow. This is the Area 2-0 podcast powered by PF Cheng, La Cantera, and Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. Thank you so much for the sponsorships and for the super chats. Hit the like button. Share what we do, man. It's been a fun show. We'll be back tomorrow.
See you boys. Out. Peace.